flow with it. All right. And we are live. We are live. We're just backstage having some chats there. And we're live on Spirit Guides After Dark here.
Yes, I'm so excited. So excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Yeah. And so people that are coming in or who are watching this later, my name is Jenna Lee, and this is...
I am Angela Shelby.
And we are really collaborating from our podcast and our business, Erotic Spirit Podcast, and co-created with Spirit and ourselves, or whose idea was it? Who knows? But the Spirit Guides After Dark, and channeling questions about a pleasure, sex, intimacy, spiritual connection, whatever really is coming in for everyone's highest good today, and I'm excited.
I am too, very much so. And this is also one of my main goals. It's to be of service to people and to get people talking about sex and sexual topics, because there's so many things that have been skewed with sex. There's so much drama and trauma that goes on with it, and it was never meant to be that way. And a lot of it breeds in the dark. You know, people won't talk about it. So it perpetuates itself. So we're just talking. Talking. I love to get channeled answers. I love to get channeled answers to questions, because I'm not answering the questions. I am channeling answers to the questions. So when somebody asks a good question, I'm like, I want to know too. And then see what comes through. So I'm excited. This is often a learning experience for me as well.
It is. So, I mean, kind of with that too, as like, you know, we're getting started, people coming in. So just to kind of explain to everyone, and just say who I am just a little bit, as a lot of you do know who I am already, but, you know, as you're new here, I'm a channeler. I work with the Akashic Enlightenment and the Akashic Records, which is really just an energetic database of all one soul's journey. And I help to tune in to the frequencies that kind of come through, and that channels out. I help guide people back into the remembrance of their own self. So with that, I really felt connected into working and doing the podcast with Angela here. So if you're not tuned into the podcast, go ahead and tune into that on all of the, you know, popular channels out there, including, you know, YouTube and Apple and Spotify. And really it's about, you know, sexual healing and trauma and enlightenment and power. And like Angela said, let's get the conversation going. Let's talk about it. And I'm excited to see where we go today. So
I am too. I'm really excited, and to see who tunes in. And I do this. I'm also a channeler. I am a quantum touch energy healing practitioner. I am a dream interpretation expert. I can say that because I've been doing it for over 30 years. And somebody told me if I've been doing it that long, I can call myself an expert. But I utilize all those things to help people get in touch with their most authentic selves and to build their own deep spiritual connection with themselves, with their guides, and with the world around them, because it's all about the connection. It's all about connection. The more I go down this path, it's all about connection and connecting with ourselves, especially. So that's what lights me up. It makes me happy.
Yeah, I love it. And we are, as you're tuning in here, if you're not following the channels, give us a follow. If you're not following on the Erotic Spirit Podcast Facebook page, give that a follow so we can go live on that next time. But we do have questions geared up, but we will be accepting, you know, questions from people here shortly. And I'm feeling a little bit of I feel like a little bit of a transmission is coming in to kind of help set this container here. So I don't know how you're feeling, but it got really hot in here.
Very. I had to put my hair up. I sat down when we were getting ready and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're coming in. I'm on fire. I have to go put my hair up. I'm dying.
Yeah. And so we will be here Thursdays. There will be consistent channeling every week. You know, we'll see how things flow too as well, because I feel like there'll be some surprises coming in. And so tune in weekly and come sharing. You don't have to type in anything, but if you are here and you're like, let us know where you're from. Give the page a follow and a heart and a like. And yeah, I feel that this transmission coming in. I feel like I just said that.
Do it.
Yeah. So I'm right now actually just seeing this container set here in this space. So if you were tuning in and joining in, just kind of relax and settle into your space here as we just let all of the love and light surrender come into our hearts, receive that, be with that, settle into that, anchor into that. And I see actually the angelics come in. I'm seeing the Elohim, other beings, interdimensional beings, loved ones, source universe, all this bright light, just actually building this container and asking and inviting you to send a telepathic yes if you are open to receiving tonight, whether that's right now, whether that's any messages. And if you are, just, have your intention out there. As we let that energy flow into this container here, that love, that light, building this bridge and this connection to the unknown, anchoring in our truth, settling into our bodies, our mind, our spirit, connecting into and with source and ourselves and God and the universe. Being we are the reflection of that and all that is, and anchoring that in here. Anchoring in. Anchoring in. And as you start to come back to your body, feel your feet on the ground, allowing the container to expand and your heart to be in that space. And just start to come back and feel free to open those eyes. Yeah, feels good. How you doing?
Good.
Oh man, I felt that.
That was very nice. Thank you.
Man. Okay, so what you got?
What do I have? I'm really excited. So the last time we did this, we had a pretty broad range of beings come in, and that's how it works. So this is a team event. This is not just us. Before we even get here, we asked for our own personal guides to come in. We asked for any healers or beings that are interested in this and wish to have a voice to come in for the highest good of all. And the people who are deciding to ask questions, your guides have shown up and made themselves known. So this isn't just two ladies sitting in front of a camera. This is an entire teams and teams of beings are in on this. And tonight it's healers. Like it was healers popping in, tons of healers. So I'm really interested to see what questions we get or what questions we're drawn to from our own set to talk about. This is a healing kind of night. So
it is. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. And we do have some questions geared up here, but we do have some people that are here. So we want to open it up. If you're ready,
bring it.
Brilliant. So those that are here, just feel free to type in the chat. If you're just like, you don't want to ask a question, just let us know where you're from. If you do have any questions, or you just kind of want to settle in to see like, well, what is it that we're doing? But if you have a question, it could be again about, sex, intimacy, spiritual connection, whatever pops in your head for your highest good. And we will go from there. So I don't see any questions in the chat, but I do have a question here to get things going. And the question is, how does sexual energy relate to creativity, life force, and self-expression? And Angela, if you want to go first there.
So sexual energy and creative energy are one and the same. They come from the same source. They branch from the same type of energy. It is how you choose to use that energy that determines whether it comes through as sexual energy, whether it comes through as creative energy, to any activity or purpose. How you treat one half of that energy also affects the other half of that energy. So if you feel poorly or block your sexuality, it can also reflect poorly and block your creative energy. And vice versa. If you're blocked creatively, it can also block your sexuality. You cannot have one and the other. You cannot choose between them. It is one or the other. You accept both, or you end up blocking both, whether you intend to or not. That's what I got so far. That was awesome.
It is. And so it is. And I love that. And just kind of tuning in here, actually, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this bridge kind of come in and connecting into just seeing like multi universes move in, and sexual energy connects us into sexual energy is energy. It is the flow of all that is, that we get to observe and witness and see and experience and move with intention throughout ourselves and as we create and co-create in the world. And we can use this life force energy that is already innate to us and that is our birthright, and channel with that energy and create with that energy out into the world and magnetize all that it is that we are connected to into our field when we choose to create with love and intention there, and let that move and shift around in our reality and really anchor that truth in and really allow ourselves to surrender to what creativity and life force wants to say from us. A lot of times we are the ones that are blocking what it wants to say. So surrendering to that allows that open self-expression. Yeah. Beautiful.
I like that. I like that surrendering. Sexual energy, man, there's so much angst around it for so many people. And it's based on culture. It's what your culture has taught, whatever culture it is, wherever you're from, it affects how that energy comes through. It puts limits on it. But I don't know of any culture that says surrender to it. Now that I think about it, that's so interesting about that. The information you just brought through, surrender to it, surrender to the creativity, surrender to the sexual energy, not bridle it, not fight it, not try to make it this, not try to make it that, just surrender.
Yeah, I love that. I was like, I forget I said that.
And that's why we're recording this, so that we too can remember. Every time we bring information through, we don't remember it. So we record it for us as well. This is a learning experience for me every time, all the time. I channel for people. I do readings for people. And so many times the message comes through and I'm like, I too needed to hear that.
That was a good one. And I love how you pointed out the surrender, because a lot of times when we are trying to create, it's like we're trying to fit something into like a box, and we're like going against the wind, and we feel like we're going with it because it's like, oh, I want that. And I've had that too, where I've been in a space where I'd like want to create from and manifest something, and then I realize, oh shoot, I actually don't want that. So it's that surrender energy where it's like, oh, okay, like let me be in the flow and move with ease into something else as that energy allows. So so we have a question that popped in here. Surrender to the sexual energy, how? So what's coming into that here is more about surrendering to the flow and not necessarily like sexual energy. Surrender to intuition, knowledge that comes in, enlightenment, right? Sexual energy is just a part of all of the pieces. Sexual energy is energy. It's part of creative energy, it's part of life force energy, and all that is. And so it's more about surrendering to the pieces that download in and say, this is exactly for my highest good, and this is my truth, and move into that space with love and not judgment. So not necessarily sexual energy, but just the flow of abundance of what comes in. It just happens to be connected to the word from the question, right? But it's all that is. It's all one. Sexual energy is not separate from us. And when we start to remember that sexual energy is life force energy, is creative energy, that's when surrendering becomes that much more easier to remember. It's not separate. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if there's anything you got with that.
So the first thing to do is give yourself permission. So many of you do not give yourself permission to be who you are. So first, look at yourself, look in a mirror and say, I give myself permission to be exactly who I am right now. And then when you can do that, just with yourself every day, look in the mirror and then say, I give myself permission to be sexually who I am, authentically right now. And you keep doing it. After you have given yourself permission, sit down with yourself. Sit down with yourself every day and ask yourself, what do I truly want right now in this moment? And write it down and look at it. And whatever you write down, look at it and be okay with it. If you can't be okay with it, pause, walk away for a while, and then come back to it and say, I give myself permission to be authentically who I am right now, even with this desire on the page. Admit to yourself what you truly want, even if you can't admit it to anybody else. As you do that, you slowly free up your energy, and then you expand more and deeper into your sexuality. Try it with everyday desires first, and then move into your sexual energy. Everybody thinks your sexual energy is different from your energy, everyday creative energy, and it is not. It is one and the same. It's just you building a bridge between the two and understanding that it is all part of the same and it is all valid, but slow steps. Part of the reason it seems so daunting is sexuality seems like such a flood of energy, and it truly is. Truly huge, massive amounts of energy, creative energy, but you don't have to tackle it all at once. Just look at your desires, be okay with your desires, and that practice every day of just writing down one desire and being okay with it will help you accept other desires and help strengthen your authenticity and your belief in yourself and giving yourself permission to be who you are. I hope this helps you. Whew. I have there's a particular guide that comes through, especially with angel channeling and angel messages. And she comes through with a Scottish accent. And
I was going to call you out on that.
Tonight.
I was going to call you out. I was going to be like, Angela, where did you go recently? Like, that you got some accent coming in.
She's I love her. She's wonderful. But I find it interesting what she's come through tonight, because the first time she started coming through and I had an accent, I felt weird. I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, they're going to think I'm making this shit up. And I was, and she tends to, I think she comes through on purpose in the times where I'm talking about people being authentic to themselves and not caring about what other people think of them, because it's a reminder, and to me saying, be authentic and do not care what other people think of you. I make it my job to do my best to bring through everything without edit. And just whatever comes through, accent and all. So, you know, I'm truly blessed that she's here and that she keeps coming through.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you share that too, because people who are watching this, like, with channeling and being that clear channel, it is like a surrender, right? So we're talking about surrender here, right? How do we surrender to the sexual energy and just energy, right? And channeling through what's coming in. It's like, there's this Scottish accent coming in.
Seriously.
How do I surrender? And it reminds me too of, I remember the first time that I channeled light language, and I was with like you and, you know, a few other ladies, and it was like, guys, I'm hearing another language in my head. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking, you know, I mean, I didn't say that because I was trying to be like, I'm okay. But like, am I fucking crazy? Right. And then when it came out, I'm glad that there were people there, because the experience, like the wave that people experience and the energy was like, okay, no, that was real. It's not in my head. But yeah, like that's showing up and surrendering to the energy and channeling, and it can be a practice too. Like we're not, like work in progress over here in this human flesh body.
Right. You know what? I take my hat off to you. I do light language too. I don't know if it's been the time or it's my gumption to outright do it in front of other people on such a broad scale. It doesn't. Yeah. Again, I take my hat off to you.
It's taken a minute. So that's surrender, right? But like,
that's surrender. It's surrender. You know, and a lot of the surrender, it's not caring about what other people think.
Yeah.
So, and especially with sexual energy, I think that's so much of the bridling and the limitation. We are so tied up in what other people think. Yeah. And it just gives us no room to breathe and be who we are. Yeah. And that is the first thing. And that's the first thing. I like that transmission that just came through with Scottish accent and all, where she was talking about just giving ourselves permission on a quiet, basic, everyday level to just acknowledge ourselves and go, you know what? I give myself permission to want this. I give myself permission to have this desire and look at it and accept it, even if it's just me doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be trying that.
It's been good stuff. So I love that. And as people coming in, new people popping in here, give the channel a follow, Erotic Spirit Podcast, on all different kinds of channels here. And feel free to drop in a question here. We have it coming at the bottom here. You know, anything about sex, intimacy, pleasure, spiritual connection. Feel free to drop it in the chat, or just be a witness here to the transmissions coming in. So I don't see anything coming in now, but I have another question I can ask here. I was hearing, What role does self-acceptance play in healthy sexuality?
Mm,
Whew, feel that.
that's a good one.
Oh, whew.
That ties into everything we just talked about.
It
Everything.
does.
That is what we're cultivating, self-acceptance. Again, even if it's just with ourselves, that's accepting who and what we are. Oh, let's see what they have to say because they're coming through.
Yeah, I feel it.
Self-acceptance is everything. Honoring who you are is everything. You were built to be exactly who you are. You are built to be the unique light and purpose that you are. Each one of you consider yourselves to be a soul and a person, but you are a purpose. You came here for a reason. All of you are here because you have purpose. There is no waste. There is no junk in creation. Your desires are here to guide you exactly where you need to be. So tune into your purpose, tune into your desires, see where they take you. That is your self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is accepting your desires. Ooh.
Feel that. Whew. I feel that. I even feel like this, and I felt it before this transmission, and like right as this question was coming out of my mouth, this sexual energy just like moving through my body, and it's like interesting. It's like I'm here on the live, and here is this like energy just like flowing through me, and I'm like, wait, I'm on the live here, but it's right. It's self acceptance. It's allowing its flow, and how this plays into balance and a balancing relationship between self and all that is with without judgment, with love, with forgiveness, with intention. This energy moves throughout all that we do. And when we suppress, when we doubt, that runs everything behind the scenes. So even if there is something that we desire in our sexuality, if there's something that we are judging ourselves for and we push that down, it still goes somewhere. And that still comes out, whether that is shame, and that shame simmers in the body and is still suppressed. Our expression can even be suppressed because we have shame that we're holding down, even if it's connected to our sexuality. That energy will sit in the body and run the show in all areas of our life and other areas of our life. So having self-acceptance in our sexuality is loving all parts of ourselves and allowing all parts of ourselves to be expressed with flow and love. And we are more consciously driving in the seat as opposed to being a passenger. Yeah. Whew.
I love that. I love that you just said self-acceptance is balance. Like I've never connected it that way. That's so interesting.
So what else again?
So one of the things that you said is self-acceptance is balance. It creates balance when we accept ourselves. I'm going to ask about that. That's so interesting. So I'm going to ask, how does self-acceptance create balance? Ooh. Self-acceptance creates balance because when you accept yourself as you are not being driven by other people's desires, by other people's whips. You are the one calling the shots. When you accept yourself as you are, people cannot manipulate you. They cannot make you doubt yourself. So much power is given away when you doubt yourself based on the opinions of other people. When you accept yourself, though, that power goes away. It seals your walls. It makes it so that you are inviolate. That is interesting.
And so it is.
So it is. Amen. That makes sense, though. You know what? Our entire marketing system is based on making people not accept themselves and doubt who they are. Every last marketing thing has been like that. For how long? You're not sexy enough. Your skin's not bright enough. You need this to be enough. Not especially commercials where they're like, we'll make your boobs bigger and then I can accept myself. I will be beautiful. And it's like, that's an inside job. Beauty is an inside job. How about you just understand you're beautiful exactly as you are?
Yeah.
Instead of you have to have this. You can't have that. Da, 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 da. It's an inside job.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and we're looking at the new year. We have all this, like, we have New Year's resolutions, and sometimes it's like, there are things that are driven by, right, like how we feel about ourselves. So like, I want to lose all this weight because I want to look this way. And like, there is a difference between like wanting to be healthy and strong and being able to, like, you want to go run that marathon and hike there. And like, there's a difference there between that and like not loving our body. Right. And all, like you said, all these marketing tools are literally like, their self-improvement, but it's like, where's that coming from? That self-improvement is more driven outside than like, hey, I want to be healthy and show up, and like be strong and live a long, prosperous life and be healthy with that, instead of like, oh, I want to look like that, that model that has probably a filter on anyways on online.
Right?
That's
Like, honestly. Well, and this is the other thing. How many people like go on their exercise regimen and they absolutely hate it? They hate it. They spend a lot of time doing it and they do it because I just want to look a certain way, but they hate it. I don't think that's wise. Like there's a way to exercise ourselves and be who we are and not have it. What do I want to say? It's the intention behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I know people that work so hard and it's just based on appearances, not because they love it.
Yeah. 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 It's interesting. We have here, I was just seeing this comment here. Thank you and Benjamin, if you're still there. He said, love you girls. I know who you are. I'm glad it's resonating with you. And yeah, like just surrender here. I'm hearing,
Seriously.
yeah.
The other thing is we're two girls sitting here talking about this. And I know that a lot of this body insecurity and self-doubt, we talk about girls and women and how the pressure that we have to look a certain way and be a certain way. You know what? Men get it too.
Yeah.
It is just as much like it's different. It's geared a bit differently, but it's still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel that too. Yeah, it's definitely a whole big thing. All right, let's do another question here. And then if you're here and you're tuned in, you're like, hey, you'd love to ask a question. I'm just gonna say it before I start another question here. Drop it in. Have any questions?
I can feel your questions. I have a couple of guides. I know somebody out there has at least one question because I can feel your guides poking at me. Yeah. So if you're having a hard time asking the question, just please don't be afraid to ask. There's nothing that can shock us. Don't worry about it. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Somebody's jonesing with a question because their guides are pushing at me.
yeah, and we're, you can just sit here and watch, and we will have follow our channels, and we will have a way for anonymous questions next time. But feel free to drop in something. And until then, I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna go here. What is okay? Now I'm gonna ask another one. I just heard. Okay. I'm like, okay. We're gonna go to okay. This is something here. How can sexual intimacy deepen emotional and spiritual connection in relationships? Mm.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Oof. So sexual energy is like any energy. It's how you use it. It's what you do with it. It's what is your intention behind it. You can take a gun and you can either kill your neighbor with it or you can feed your neighbor with it. Sexual energy is the same. It is what you do with it. It is your intention behind it. The best part about it, it is one of the most creative energies in the universe. So when you aim it at something, it has great power, but it's your intention. If it is your intention to deepen intimacy with that sexual energy, then that's what will happen. It just depends on where your mind is and what you choose to do with it. You can harm with it as well as heal with it. So it's where you aim it.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm hearing here about closeness to others, to a partner, to a connection. And when exploring sexual intimacy that is connected to balance, what you're allowing is the surrender of yourself and what your truth is to anchor in, and that connection deepens within you. It is not necessarily that outside connection that is deepening your emotional and spiritual connection to yourself, to all that is. It is actually a reflection of where you are. So starting from within, allowing yourself to open up, to allow your desires to be heard, to be said, to be expressed, to be understood, to not judge oneself. Your spiritual connection is deepening within yourself, and therefore you're more open to this spiritual and emotional connection with another, and receiving that cyclical energy, or having that be a cyclical energy, come back and receive as you give out that same type of energy. So that closeness to your own sexuality and how you see it is mirrored out into each relationship and connection and partnership that you allow yourself to explore. It is that from within you. It is not that person that creates that sexual intimacy. It starts from you and your receptivity to allow that openness to receive and therefore give. And then, of course, it is by that aligned energy on which maybe that person is not aligned in that energy, and that person drops out of your life, or they come up and meet you at that space because you have given yourself permission and therefore have opened a door for that other connection to leap forward and create that emotional and spiritual connection, co-create that with you and with spirit and the universe. So it is. Whew. There you have it.
Mm-hmm. I like how you talked about the cycle, the energy going back and forth. I think the degree to which we are willing to open ourselves and allow that energy exchange determines how intimate a connection can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thinking about it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I'm a little out of it, but yeah, I feel it.
You feeling it? Yeah, you're talking about the cyclical energy of it. And it's like I've had some sexual experiences that were very intimate, and then I've had some sexual experiences that I've had conversations that were more intimate than that sexual experience that I was having. So again, I think it just depends on the willingness of how much we are willing to open ourselves or give of ourselves with our partners at that time, or with ourselves. Like, self-loving, self-pleasuring, same thing. It's like, how well do we treat ourselves when we are having a self-pleasuring moment? Like, how much care do we give ourselves? Do I touch myself with as much care as I do somebody else? Do I give myself as much time as I would a partner? How do I treat myself? You know what I mean? That's another good thing to look at, or a good place of self-awareness. I can tell by how I touch myself, how I'm feeling about myself in that moment.
Yeah.
It's a, what do I want to say? A good indicator of what we are thinking about ourselves.
Yep.
Put it out there.
I was hearing that.
Are you willing to touch yourself? How are you doing it? Is it loving? Is it just get it over with and get it done? Like how? So
good indicator. Yeah. Because if you're like, I need to rush and get this over with, it's like, this is pleasure. This is by our right. This is, allowing ourselves to be in bliss, and we can take that energy effortlessly outside of sexual intimacy, and just flow in that blissful energy all the time. Right. So like one part is all connected. Yeah, it's really, whew, it's a beautiful thing to be in surrender and self-acceptance to that moment. And it's such an indicator of, oh, I'm going to rush, or, oh, I don't feel good. And then that carries over if we're still holding whatever it is within, if we are with a partner, where it's like, okay, we need to rush and get this over with. And like, I gotta do all these 10 million things over here, and just like rushing through sexual intimacy. And I mean, that doesn't when you take your time,
yeah, it's like, am I being as loving with myself as I would with a partner? If the answer is no, that needs to be looked at. This is the other thing too. We, especially so many of us that have grown up in like Christian households, it was better to give than to receive. It was better to martyr oneself rather than, receive, period. Just receive. So we tend to treat people better than we treat ourselves, and think that that is a wholly acceptable way to be, without understanding that if we do not give it to ourselves, we don't have it to give to anybody else. Yeah. It turns into something different. We can give and give and give, but it's like the giving in a way becomes tainted, because if we are not loving ourselves, that giving doesn't come out of love. We cannot give to others what we do not give to ourselves. Yeah. So it becomes a different animal, giving from that space of, I must give, I'm not enough, or I must give, as a totally different vibe than I give because I am so full of love, I cannot conceive of being any other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is not the place most people give from. I can tell you that right now. It's obligation, or I have to, or I was taught to. We got to love ourselves as much as we do anybody else, period.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can't help people like they should be helped,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And like this concept is in every area of our life, like giving and receiving is everything between sexual intimacy and like everything from like anything else. Other areas and aspects of our lives. And so this concept though is if you even have trouble like receiving even like a compliment of like, oh, like, someone gives you a compliment and like you feel like you got to give a compliment back instead of just saying thank you, right? Like it's just that instant reaction. It's same thing. It transfers over to the bedroom and that sexual intimacy. It's like, okay, am I really sitting back and like receiving all of this pleasure? Am I really here present with it? Or am I thinking about what am I going to do next? Right? Like, am I going to like, okay, I got to do this. I'm going to give them this. Like, you're missing out on all the sensations that move through your body and moving with that energy. So that receiving and that giving is connected, but there's like presence with each of it. There's presence.
Yes. And I've got information coming through, and the message I have coming through is what they're prodding is, if we can touch ourselves with love and acceptance and touch ourselves the way we would like to be touched and touch ourselves with care and love, it will automatically translate to loving somebody else and having sex with somebody else. And there's no pressure. There's no pressure to perform or to be or consider somebody else when you are working on your sexual energy with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, that is the place to start. I think so many people think sex, like I need to work on this with a lover or with a friend. You don't have to. You don't have to have one. Work on loving and touching yourself. Work on loving and getting to know your body and how you like to be touched.
Yeah.
Whether it's your pussy or your feet or your hands. Like, I give myself a foot rub almost every night. It is like one of the highlights of my night. And it's not very long, but it's that loving touch. And it has slowly transformed how I view myself. A foot rub, So it is transformative to shower ourselves with the care that we wish other people would do and figure out what lights us up all on our own. And then watch it pour out into the rest of the world with effortless ease. And it's so easy to start with ourselves and not worrying about anybody else. So,
Yeah.
way to go, in my opinion. Start here and then let it just naturally flow outward.
I completely agree. Starting with ourself is like really, there's no outside extra stimuli to like, hold, or like to say anything, to have any extra comments, right? Like it's just like us and our thoughts. So if we can start to move through those thoughts within, then when we, if we decide to choose to have a partner, right, like then that's easier. Or we actually know what we want. So we actually know what we like. We're actually like, oh, I like that. So, it's everything starting from within, right? Then outward, if we so should choose, then that's fine. But we can bring that pleasure to ourselves easily. Yeah.
And then show somebody else how to do it.
Yes.
It's kind of like when that happens, we have our own manual to ourselves that we can share with somebody else.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, so we did have a question here actually from Amanda. Amanda, are you still here? Let us know if you're still here. Say here before I actually read the question. And yeah, let us know. And then while we are waiting, hit that like button, smash that like button there.
Please.
And yeah, please let's get the live out. It's funny actually. We're also on TikTok and we got bumped. So, well, who knows what that's about, but I'm not gonna I'm like, is it the no, like I went back on, so we're back on there. It's really interesting though. So, okay, Amanda's here. So there is a question here. You want to see what that says? How do yeah. Okay. I don't know if you got anything coming through for that.
I'm getting that is the perfect conditions to find the right partner, because when you find someone who is willing to work with you, that means they are the right person and they exist. They are out there. The first thing though is you being okay with yourself being perimenopausal. And with painful symptoms, I'm hoping you're reaching out to a medical professional to help with that, because there are things that can be done to help. Very much so. Yes, be okay with your new body. Get to know your new body. I mean, that is a life-altering, funky experience, in my opinion. I I've been perimenopausal for a very long time. I feel like I have this extended stage of perimenopausal that I've been living through. But it's you getting to know yourself again and learning what works for you and understanding you're still absolutely beautiful exactly as you are. And it's funny, when you ask that question, the first thing that came through, it was almost like you've become, they showed me like a lock, like this beautiful lock that is requiring a new and different key. But it's like the perfect circumstances to bring to you the person that is supposed to be with you, because it is you, what do I want to say, upping the ante. You cannot accept anyone less who's they have to be patient. They have to be willing to work with you. They have to be willing to listen. It's going to attract to you a higher caliber of person than you are used to, that you've ever thought to ask for, like more than you've ever thought to ask for. No medical doctors have been able to help me. It's been an 8 years long struggle. Ooh. Have you considered energy work? That's the next thing I would look at. If medical stuff isn't helping you, I would say it's energetic stuff for sure. There are so many things that come up in my own body that I'm like, where did this pain just come from? And I'm like, it's energy. There's something here I'm not looking at. There's something here I need to unstick or accept or love or allow through. Especially with so much garbage around sexual energy and who we are supposed to be and all the restrictions on it. I can almost guarantee you, if you're having problems for the past 8 years like that, I would look at energy and your belief systems about how you think of yourself, what you think you deserve, and how you consider yourself beautiful. Jenna, anything else?
Yeah, what was coming through is like there were some messages that we were even talking about earlier on in the live on like we were doing a lot on talking about our body too. Like remember we were doing like all of this, right? The one thing that's coming through right now is actually mirror work, like being naked, showing up in the mirror and talking to your body, and like allowing a voice to come out with like whatever the fears or doubts are. Actually, like I see this vocalization of that, and it's kind of like how I feel is my throat feels really stuck right now. It's like I'm in a imbalance of this like spiritual side of kind of like trying to love myself or like force love, and like also seeing that there's some opportunity where there's some words that aren't necessarily mirroring the beauty of the body and the body that it holds at this state in time. So I'm seeing this mirror work, looking at the mirror, even being naked in that mirror and top to bottom, but giving a voice to also not spending like a ton of time on it so that we're not like replaying that energy, but giving a voice of like, oh, you know what? I don't feel like that piece of me I'm not resonating with. I don't like this. And then what is truth? The truth is that, yeah, it's actually really beautiful. So it's like giving it a voice and then balancing it with truth so that the energy that feels stuck, I even feel like too, like the upper neck as well, like in the back of the neck. So letting that energy out and then actually like reprogramming with what is true. Is like whether you actually have to even put some affirmations on that mirror too, like I love my body, or stuff like that, and just top to bottom, like really like every piece of that body, and even like touching the body too, like being able to like move across the arms and see how feel the body too, so that helps you drop in. Yeah, that's what's coming in.
Bodies are smart. Bodies are like one of our greatest resources. So many times we're like, dang it, why are you hurting? Why are you broken? And the body is just, it reminds me of like a 2-year-old kid that always says yes. When you have unprocessed trauma or things things you don't want to feel, the body will help us process it. It has to go somewhere. It can't just sit there. That is one of the things that I've really noticed as a nurse and also as an energy practitioner. The trauma and stuff that happens to us that we think that I'm just going to put my head down and bowl through. I'm not going to look at it. I don't care if it happened when we were 4 years old and now we're 54.
Yeah.
That stuff does not go away. Time does not heal all wounds. And it gets louder the older we get, because it's like our soul says, we're in the final stretch here. We either have this 2 or 3 decades left to deal with this stuff, or it will be unresolved. And so it gets louder and louder, and it will come through the body, because the body will be like, you know what? You don't want to feel it or process it. That's okay. We'll do it for you. We're going to have, arthritis. We're going to have a broken foot. It comes out. It has to come out somewhere. So energy work can help with that. And sitting down and writing. Something else that I found very helpful is if I have something hurting and I know it's an energetic thing, or even if I don't know, if I feel stumped, I sit down, I will focus on that part of my body, and I will just start to write whatever comes into my head. It's getting that stuff up and out of your body. Yeah. And just letting it go and paying attention. You are so worthy and you are so lovable. And it's important that you understand how worthy and lovable that you are. And drill that into yourself. I love mirror work. Jenna, I love how you talk about mirror work. And you're like, look in the mirror and every single piece of you love it because it's yours. Yeah. I do that. I mean, I have cellulite. I'm probably 20 pounds heavier than is healthy for me. And it took me a long time to be able to look in the mirror and go, I am a sexy beast. Yes. I'm beautiful. I love it. I will grab my belly and shake it and go, you're just so beautiful. And I love to munch you. You love it. You throw love at yourself. Yeah. And and treat it like the medicine that it is. I hope this helps you, Amanda. I want to reach out and hug you so bad. I can't even stand it.
Yeah.
Just love, baby. It's all about the love. You love yourself. And there is someone out there who is patient and who is willing to work with you. And don't think just because you have difficulties going on or perimenopausal stuff that someone is not out there. They exist.
Yeah.
So like, be ready. Work on loving yourself and then be ready.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. I'm glad that helped there, or hopefully it helped. But love it. Love it. Love what Spirit's bringing through. Love the questions here. If you are tuning in, because we're back live on the top TikToks.
It bumped us. I wonder if it's because I swore. I got to watch my mouth.
I don't know. I mean, you did say that.
I said a 4-letter word. I remember that. I was like, oh, moderation.
I mean, I don't know. Time will tell, but yeah, we're back live there. I see there are some people there. But here, ask your questions, drop something in, or if you're not sure yet, like, hit the like button. We'll get this out, but drop in a question about sex, intimacy, spiritual connection, whatever's coming through for you today. And if we don't have anything, which I don't see anything here, then I'll drop into another question. Okay.
Do it.
Do it. All right.
They're geared up. Something wants to come through. I don't know if it's because you're getting ready to pick a question, but boy, they're coming in hot and heavy today.
I know. I feel it in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How does sexual energy integrate light and shadow within the self?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, feel my heart on this one.
True sexual energy does not lie. True sexual energy is a power unto itself. True sexual energy is the light of the goddess and God, and it shines into the deepest shadows of who you are and shines acceptance. It shines love. It helps you integrate your shadows. And it helps them with the knowledge that your shadows are just the flip side of your light. They are a part of you, who you are. And often they are some of your best qualities just turned up too high or considered unacceptable by a culture who does not understand or deserve you. Whew. Damn.
I felt that transmission. That hit me over here. Bam.
I get shivers a lot. I'm not having, when I shiver and go, ooh, it's because the energy's running up my spine. So.
Crown chakra, like, zing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh.
I love this. Okay, so here, how does sexual energy help integrate light and shadow within the self, within the self? To be within the self, as many spiritual seekers seek for ascension or enlightenment, sometimes can be seen as spiritual bypassing or escapism out of the body. So to be within the body, channeling with that sexual energy, letting that flow through all of our energy centers, actually integrate all that we are, as opposed to popping out of the body, as opposed to being somewhere else. We are multidimensional beings. So we are transmitting different energy and information from other parallel realities, from other universes, but it is first within our physical body, and first and foremost utmost importance to allow this sexual energy to just be to just be, to allow it to come up with any shadows, any parts of ourselves that we are judging, so that we can actually apply the knowledge of love and connection to all that is, and truth from inside to out. And allowing ourselves, or instead of grasping on straws of enlightenment, we allow ourselves to move within our body through spiritual enlightenment, through sexual energy, which is just energy flowing through all of our energy centers, which is just love in different forms. It may show up, even shadows are loving parts of ourselves. So allowing ourselves to flow with sexual energy instead of judging it actually allows us to apply the knowledge of enlightened masters within our body, as the ascended masters have already achieved and are trying to mirror that back to us at this time. And so it is. Mm.
Sexual energy is honest. That's one of the first things that came rushing through. It's honest. It does not lie. That is one of the reasons I think so many power structures in the world have outlawed sexuality, especially the free expression of it, or tried to put rules around it, because it does not lie. Mm-hmm. It creates, it's authentic, and it's powerful. It's so powerful. And thinking of it as just sexual energy, it's like this tiny piece of that energy. It's creation. It's creative energy. It's the stuff that powers life. So when we tune into that energy and just sit with it and flow with it, it moves into our shadows and helps us bring them out and accept them. And it will bring them up into our faces to be dealt with, so that they are seen, heard, and felt. Yes. Authenticity. Yes. Thank you very much. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah. 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 What better way to be, like, to move with authenticity and just know, like, that we have shadows, we have light, we have all that is within us. And when we allow all parts of us to flow, we release those old mindsets. We release, whatever it is that shadow aspect is trying to mirror something in our reality, and that releases. When we go against the wind of it, which I know can be challenging, because it's like, well, I'm supposed to love myself, so I'm gonna stop, loving this part that I hate, right? It's like a conundrum. Like, I get it, but it's like true radical acceptance, and that a lot of times pops up then the root of, like, that belief actually came from this, and going with the green and allowing that flow to come in, we then, like, that's not serving me, so I release that. Yeah.
Something else is, every time, this has been coming through a lot lately, not just for me, but for other people. Love heals everything. Like, love is always the answer. And that seems like such a cliche, but I will tune in about a problem and they're like, have you thrown love at it? And literally thrown love at it. Like, love is not a moral concept or this feeling concept. Love is energy. Like, sexual energy is energy. It's tangible. It's a thing. You can throw love at a stop sign. Like, love is a healing force. So even if, for example, if you're doing shadow work and you're trying to accept or love something, or accept something, or just resolve something, imagine love in whatever way you want. Give it a shape. You could make it fairies. You could make it pink light. You could make it goo. and throw it at it. Make a picture of what you're trying to resolve in your head. Give it a shape. For example, sexual block. Imagine like you feel blocked sexually. So imagine this wall that represents your sexual block. And then you throw love at it. I'm going to make love pink oatmeal. Why not? Throw pink oatmeal at the wall that is the block and just say, I'm throwing my love at it, baby. I love you and I'm throwing it. And then imagine the wall dissolving. In fact, even just doing that, me talking about it, I can feel my energy shift. It's love is the answer. Loving something doesn't mean you condone it.
Yes.
So if you have trauma and you're like, I don't want to condone what happened, that's not what you're doing. When you throw love at something, it's like you were throwing the cure at the cancer. It doesn't mean you condone it, that you accept it, that it's okay. It's that I know this is the cure. I know that's what will fix this. I'm going to throw love at it. And it's just always the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I love love. I love this, and I love that this is coming up in the live, because a lot of times I agree with you. A lot of times people will be like, how can I love this? This thing happened, right? Like, how could I completely love this? And I love how you pointed out, it's not condoning it. It's not giving someone a pass. It is the power of whatever that is, whatever, if it's trauma, whatever it is, that person, like, it's not giving them like the energy of running in your mind anymore. It's like, do we want like the energy and our time of that situation, that experience, that person, that trauma to be running in our mind? Or is it actually truly freedom to to have that love, to be in that forgiveness, to be in that self-acceptance, and be free of what that is? And I completely can see, like, the conundrum of like, all right, well, how do I love, right? So just being able to look at like that experience, that situation, most likely, right, had nothing to do with you. Right? Like, people are going through their pieces, they're in pain. Again, no condoning anything, but there are things that in the universe we may never understand. And for us to not spend our time and energy wondering, like, why did I do it? Why did I cause it? Like, that's the power there. That power is over there. Take that power back in, bring in love, anchor in that, and day by day, anchor it in. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. When things are really hard to face or accept because there's so much pain and feeling behind it, it's good to give it a shape in your imagination and give it a form, whether like sexual trauma, make it a big bug or make it a goblin or a monster, and then throw love at it. Give it a shape, because then it makes it into something workable. And if you imagine love as pink light or goo or whatever, there doesn't have to be emotion to it. You're simply making a picture in your mind and throwing love at it without the attachment. And energy follows intention. You're setting an intention in your mind and energy will follow it. I hope that made sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love this question.
Before we answer, AMX, are you still here? Just put a yes in the chat there, because you sent this a few minutes ago. Well, just only a few minutes ago, but just say we have your question up, but just say that you're here. And let's say,
I'm going to read it out loud just in case there are people that can't read it or they're listening. Could experiencing sex in the astral non-physical realm be used as sexual healing? Or what can you say about sex in that non-physical state? Totally valid. Totally valid. Yes, it can. In fact, it can be incredibly healing. That's kind of along the same lines. You are you are creating in a more energetic state as opposed to physical reality. And you can call in beings that can help with that. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, I love that. I love what I hear. There's a couple things coming through. The first thing that's coming through is, and I'm just gonna say it, but like we are like our original form. This is what channeling in it is spirit, right? Is not like a physical form. The consciousness, that connection into source, that dropping into this reality, this lifetime, this physical body is all an experience. And so when we actually drop into other non-physical dimensional realms, it's actually like part of the real experience. I mean, it's the real part. I was corrected. It is the real experience, right? So any type of any experience that happens is real, as long as it's real regardless. What I'm hearing is also, how do we integrate that and apply that to our other physical dimensional spaces? So that's kind of a key, like bridging in, like, yes, it's real, but then how do we apply what's happening on that side? And applying could just be processing and journaling, as I'm actually just seeing, like writing down that experience and like affirming that it's real. It's real when our mind believes it, right? So we can make anything real, even if it's actually like not, even if this situation, or even if like, I thought, I went to go get coffee today and like, oh, that actually didn't happen. I can believe that it's real, even if I physically didn't do it, but actually just my mind believing it. So allowing that to know, like, validate your own experience. And I'm glad that you're asking it here too. So it's kind of affirming that out for you, about sex in the non-physical state. So anything else coming in on sex in the non-physical state would be, that's spirit and flow and freedom. And that energy is actually like, so I'm seeing spirit and the universe. Like, instead of the sexual energy flowing through this physical body, it is just in its natural state in the physical body, but it's our awareness that we have to bring to our physical body of that sexual energy when we're actually like out of that physical body, its natural state. And actually the way that's coming through is interesting. It's like everything's solidifying in quicker, because actually, like, sometimes our physical body has physical, not limitations in a way that it can never be applied or integrated, but it's it's just physical structures to move through, as opposed to it's just like effortless through a non-physical state. That's what I'm hearing. So I like that.
In those astral places as well, where our mind has the ability to change what is going on around us, it creates a place of safety. It allows us to explore things in a safe environment. Creating a sense of safety with a safe partner. Definitely can be very healing. Because the other thing is our bodies do not, if our mind is envisioning it, our body does not understand it's not real. When our mind creates something, when we imagine it, our body thinks it's happening. It doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
So, and that's scientific fact.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking, like, oh, like that reminds me of like PTSD.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like something's just replaying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hopefully that helped there. I'm popping up this other question here. And this would be, I don't know if
One time sexual energy in women heals men. Can you say something about it? Heard one time sexual energy of women heals men. It goes, this is the other thing coming through, especially at this time. Male and female energy is balancing itself out, which means men are having more feminine energy rise up in them. Women are having more healthy male energy rise up in them. And it's balancing itself out. Your genders and sexualities are becoming the great equalizer. The children that are coming in are going to be different than past generations, even your own. You may have a hard time understanding what to do with them. We highly urge you to give them the space that they need to be themselves and to watch them and learn from their examples. Male and female energies are healing to each other. Men can heal women with their sexual energy, and women can heal men with their sexual energy. Again, it is intention. It is what you do with it. But the power struggle that men and women have been going through on this planet for thousands of years is coming to a change. I won't say a close, but a change. And with that change, you are going to see yourself and your female energy reflected more in the men that you come into contact with, and vice versa. Women will be containers in their own way for men, and vice versa. That's about all we can say about this at this time, but understand a big change is happening right now. And we ask you to consider, stop looking at yourselves with such well-defined boundaries as man and woman, or boy and girl, or that you have to fit into a certain box. That is changing, and it is for the better. Oof. That went where I was not expecting it to go. That kind of went off on a tangent.
No.
That's okay. That was obviously important to say.
Yeah.
And so when I'm channeling, I get impressions too. And what I was being shown was, yes, there are different genders, but the way the energy is moving through men and women is changing and balancing out in a way that it never has before. And it's going to redefine how we deal with each other. It's going to redefine how we connect on an energetic level. There's going to be more connection. There's going to be more healing in ways that it's hard to wrap our mind around and understand, and watch the young people. It's going to seem really strange, especially to a lot of the older generation, which I'm actually becoming a part of that generation. But to watch and learn and to reserve judgment. I know that older generations always go, oh, those young people, they're crazy. We never did that way back when. This is going to be on a whole other level. And it's more than just behavior, it's energy. They're going to feel different. Yeah. That's all I have to say on that.
I love all your accents. Like even that at the end. Oh man, I love that. And I'll just add in a small bit here on because I feel like you cover the main message, and even though you said tangent, like Spirit came in and was like, we're gonna use this opportunity to talk about this. The last thing I have here, just to add in, that just a remembrance that you are the healer. You are the healer. So what Spirit wants to remind us of is that on so many levels, other people can be conduits of presence to help be this mirror and this presence to remind you of the things that you need to let go, right? So that other person holding a container for you, whether it's a woman or a man, that person is holding a container, is being present, and And you are then able to say, I am no longer holding that anymore. So you are the healer here. But absolutely someone else can be that conduit. And with, because of women being more in that feminine, typically, not, obviously there's a message that came in of like that balancing out within all of us, but because it has leaned more, women have been in more of that space of in that flow, in that receiving or receptivity space, and driving from that space. So that's where it maybe feels like it's like maybe that's where you heard that original term from, but just a reminder like that you are the healer there. So yeah. And we're coming up here at time here. Mm-hmm. There was one quick question. Okay. do you have time for like a quick question? Because I saw something. Okay. Because I thought you might like this.
Heck yes. Oh yes.
So we're gonna have time for a quick, as we're coming up here at the end. But I know, like, throw this out, see what Spirit says.
Of course there is. BDSM is a great place to look at your shadows and express them and revel in them and enjoy them. BDSM does not mean you are broken. BDSM does not mean that there is something that you need to fix. In fact, BDSM and Tantra are crossing paths, and they are showing that BDSM has become healing in many different ways that they don't understand. What is happening is BDSM gives your shadows a place to have a voice in a safe, controlled, honored environment. BDSM is a very controlled environment. So it allows a great sense of safety to allow your shadows to be seen, heard, and felt. And in doing so, in giving yourself that arena to have that expression, it allows you to integrate into yourself all that you are, to integrate into yourself authentically. Don't be afraid of those spaces, dear ones. Listen to your hearts. Listen to your hearts when it comes to who you partner with and what you desire and where you choose to be. Your intuition is your greatest guiding light when it comes to any area of your life, whether it be BDSM or a lover or a choice about which street to walk down. Listen to your heart. If you feel a no, don't talk yourself out of it. And if you feel a yes, don't talk yourself out of it. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your inner guidance. It will guide you through. I think that's all there is to that for the moment.
That felt good. I'm like, drop the mic on that one. I will add just a piece here on, and in the quote, I know you put in the quotes in your verbiage too, but like spirits like mirroring back. Spiritual sex is really this embodiment of your true self. Okay, so your true self, your multidimensional being self, is exploring also in this physical reality, in this human body, and allowing oneself to explore, even voicing and expressing that there may not be a, hey, I will go and do that physically, that kink, that BDSM piece, but it is allowing that to come out without judgment, to allow ourselves to sit with it and to be conscious about our desires. The conscious part is what bridges spiritual sex, is true self, and allowing awareness of what one true self really wants and desires. Or is it unconsciously coming out, and where is that driving from? So it is allowing us to experience the shadows in our physical realm, but being slow and intentional and more conscious about all of it. And the slow part is what is moving out the biggest, like being slow into being with it, allowing it, not judging it, exploring it. Yeah.
BDSM is also it's big on power. BDSM is it's all about power and exchanging power, exchanging roles. If it's a great place to surrender. I will say in that, in any sexual environment, though, always listen. Like, I love that channeling that came through. Always listen to your gut. Always do what's comfortable for you. And if you are with someone and you're not comfortable, walk away. You are always your highest authority. You will always know what is best for you. And often those impulses come through not in conscious mind or in conscious words. It comes through in your intuition, in your gut. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. You don't have to have a logical reason. You are allowed to make decisions not based on logic. You are allowed to make decisions based strictly on what you feel.
Yeah.
That is allowed. And my life became the most safe and the most stable when I stopped ignoring my intuition and listened. It is safety.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
We're at time. We're over time.
We're over time. We are.
That was glorious. Thank you, everybody here and in spirit who participated. Absolutely glorious. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I had so much fun. We were getting a lot of questions coming at the end. So feel free, like Thursdays every week, we are going to be here 6 Arizona time, 6 p.m. Arizona time. Consistent, come with your questions ready, come here to enjoy the transmissions. Feel free to go on our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com, and subscribe to our newsletter. We have lots of fun stuff coming out, so stay tuned for that. And Angela, do you want to share like your just a quick note here?
Oh, yeah. So I do every day now. It's called Daily Channeled Messages for Humanity. And it's with different beings, from extraterrestrials to angels to elementals. And the question I ask is, what message do they have for humanity's highest good today? And you can access that through my Facebook or my YouTube channel or TikTok. It's on there too. But yeah, and I'm also having a 50% off sale from now until January 7th on all of my services. So you can get in touch with my website and book if you want to.
Yeah.
This is the best job ever. I love this job.
Just show up. Yeah. Yeah. And I put your website up there. So angelashelby.com. And then I'm just promoting, I have Aqualor Light Being Attunements, group attunements starting in, it's January, starting this month. So it's really a special group pricing. And yeah, the attunements, just a quick, attunements are helping us remember how to hold more light. So it clears out a lot through the attunements, through the passageways, and then you kind of ride more with the wave than against it. It's kind of what I say. Yeah. So check that out. You can also book with me too. I do one-on-one sessions, and my website is up here, myawakeningwithin.com. And if you're not already following us on our channels, Erotic Spirit Podcast, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. If you want to join us next week.
We'll be here. Bring your questions.
All right. Bye, guys, for now.